Hello guys. The practice plan that I saw that I like the best is the University of Kentucky basketball program's practice schedule for Sunday, October 11th. A few things to point out before I get into this and explaining it. Kentucky is a big school. It's a Power 5 school. It's a basketball blue blood. So their practice schedule is going to look a lot better than maybe just a middle school or high school team or even a smaller college. They're going to be working on every little thing, every little aspect because their players are expected to come in and be performing at the highest level. At the beginning, I like just when you first look at this, you see how the times are broken down. And at every level, I've always heard, oh, we only have this much time to practice. And, we miss out on some things, or sometimes we're going over, and parents get a little upset about that at the younger levels. And this is precisely broken up. There's no rounding up like, 7:15 to 7:30ish, we're going to be doing this. It's 7:10 to 7:12, we're doing this. And that's, a complete drill. It's not like it's just a walkthrough type of thing. And speaking of drills, I like that it's working on a bunch of different drills. You got the perfection drill, you got the layup drill, you got your breakdown drills, shooting drills. You're working on every asset of the game in that time period. And the time periods are small, but it's working on it. Now for the more game speed type stuff, you can kind of see expanse. I like that. So, when especially as you get closer to the season, you shouldn't have to be worrying about your guys missing layups or taking those wide open shots, but you still want to be working on it every day. So I like that there's that allocated time for it. But once you get into the more game speed, the more game type stuff, like you see they do 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, they have a little more spaced out time for it, a wider gap, I should say. I also like how you kind of work on the drills, getting game speed, and then you're back to kind of just working on stuff individually on different positions. And this can be for any sport. Basketball, guards and bigs are mostly broken up. And football, it could be you have your offense and defense on one side, and they're running through those plays, running through, getting used to it. Kind of, I like this spot-on-spot shooting with the guards. They're matching up one-on-one and shooting. And then, it's same for the bigs, and then you go back to the guards and same for the bigs. So they're really working on shooting from any part of the court. And again, it goes to any sport. Guys who are comfortable doing other positions are the ones who have the highest IQs, are the ones that are most successful. Now, obviously, a wide receiver doesn't need to know how to play the tight end's position, but being able to understand where that tight end needs to be lined up, or even maybe just understanding where the X, Y, and Z receivers need to be lined up and understanding that. That way they can play any of those positions at receiver. That makes you a versatile receiver. As a guard, being able to be like, hey, I can run the point, or hey, I can catch and shoot. I really like that, and that seems like this is really well put in there. There's drills for it, and you work on it in the more game speed stuff. I'm a big fan of finishing with scrimmaging, especially as you get closer to the season. I think anything you can do to get closer to game speed is going to be really helpful. I think it only helps later on in the season because guys are used to going that pace really fast. You're not going to the preseason games being like, oh, we've really only walked through or run through our plays. Now we've done full speed stuff going through our plays, so now this is all muscle memory for these guys. Those are really the main things I love about it. One thing I'll end on is I love how they start out doing some court sprints and warm-ups in the Memorial Coliseum. They go to the Craft Center. Not all schools are fortunate enough to do this, but for the schools that are, I like that they're using their resources. I remember in high school, we would condition out on the football field, and then sometimes we go into the gym, or some days when you can't practice twice a day, you go out on the conditioning field because you have that open space so guys aren't cramped up in a gym, all tight in space. You have the open space, and then when we could use the gym, we did. Those are the main things I like.